We've covered a lot of ground here, and it's worth giving a few more disclaimers. This sort of painting is something that I've adopted over the years, and it didn't really happen all at once. Especially if this is all new information for you, don't expect these techniques to feel natural right away. In fact, it might never feel quite natural to mimic my techniques exactly. And honestly, that's to be expected. Everyone is just going to paint a little bit differently. What I want to accomplish with this series is to point out some of the more technical approaches that end in a seemingly effortless look. Because let's face it, locked transparent pixels, clipping masks, these aren't necessarily obvious techniques. But once you've seen them in action, you might understand how they would work into your existing workflow. And now that you've seen them, I hope you'll continue to experiment and maybe look for more features that I didn't even mention. Because really, Photoshop is a very deep program, and you never know when one little feature is going to change the whole way you paint. So with both the brush set and the techniques, just consider them as a starting point. After all, the way that I learned to paint is a combination of things I've been taught, things I've seen other painters do, things I figured out on my own, and well, just happy accidents. So to give these techniques a try, feel free to use the PSDs that I've included in the resources folder. Obviously, there are some of my paintings in there, so you can't put them in your portfolio, but they'll allow you to try your hand at some of the case studies and follow along with the videos. Now, if you want to try the techniques on your own paintings, I encourage you to start by adding to finished works. So what I mean by that is to just grab one of your older paintings and add stuff to it. Because you might notice that the two case studies in the series didn't start with a blank canvas, and that was on purpose. This workflow can really feel abstract at first, and I've found that it's a little easier to get along with if there's already something on your canvas. Now, of course, the techniques do work on a blank canvas, but I find that when you're just learning them, it can be a little less jarring if there's already paint on the whole canvas. And finally, this is not the only way that I paint. And this is really important to point out. Because as you'll see in other series like grayscale to color, basic rendering, and creating realistic surfaces, I use a variety of techniques. The real trick is knowing when to use each technique. Because if I wanted surfaces to be really tight and polished, this workflow probably wouldn't be the most appropriate. So what all this means is, now that you've learned these new techniques, how to paint with locked layers and clipping masks, that does not invalidate the old techniques. Your old techniques are just as good as they were yesterday. This is just one more tool in your arsenal. I want to thank you again for supporting the site with this purchase, and I hope you enjoyed the series. Have fun painting, and if you like the control paint videos, make sure to tell your friends. Thanks, guys.